This is Rap the News, and today we will learn everything that we need to know about the destroyer, Nibiru, and what I know, that I'm guessing, I know is planet hell. I know, and it is on our horizon, and it is getting ready to show itself for everybody around the world to see hell burning in the sky. So today we're going to prove it with the scriptures first. We're going to prove it with reality, showing you the imagery. We're going to prove it with dreams, and we're going to prove it with science. We're going to use everything to wake you up if you could possibly be woke. Let's get into it. Jeremiah 4:7. The lion has come up from his thicket, so we know that's God. The destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way, and we know that's planet hell. He is gone forth from his place to make their land desolate, and the city shall be laid waste without inhabitants. So you can believe Jesus all you want to, but God is going to destroy you and them cities if you Gentiles and you ain't believing in the Most High God of Israel. You can believe the lie all you want to by adding gods with our God. And God ain't going to go for that. Brimstones is going to get rained down on y'all. All y'all fake Christians. Isaiah 28:18. And your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand, when the overflowing scourge shall pass through. And this is this thing passing by our planet. Then you shall be trodden down by it. Watch. Isaiah 28:19. From the time that it goes forth, it shall take you. And so people are going to be sucked up or thrown into this planet, because on that planet is the lake of fire. So we have a literal hell beneath our feet, but there is another hell in our skies called the global warming. It shall take you, for morning by morning shall it pass over, by day and by night, and it shall be a vexation only to understand the report, to understand what you're reading here. It will vex you, says God. Jeremiah 25:38. He has left his den like a lion, so we know it's God, the lion that comes up from his thicket. For their land has been made a desolation by the sword of the oppressor, and because of his fierce anger. So basically, since they made, and it's talking about the Gentiles, our land desolate, he has a destroyer to make their land desolate. As they have done, it will be done back to them. All those strange noises that everybody is hearing worldwide in the sky. Job 15:21. A dreadful sound in his ears. In prosperity, when they say peace and safety, the destroyer shall come upon them. Them. The destroyer is going to come up on you. Right? Meaning that it ain't here. It's coming. It's coming from his thicket. It shall pass over your heads day and night. We are seeing it, folks. And like I said, if you can't believe today, then you need to go to hell with your fake God. Micah 5:15. And I will execute vengeance and anger and fury upon the Gentiles, such as they have never heard. So he said fire, brimstones, and hailstones, lightning, and earthquakes, and everything is going to be all happening at once. Plus wars, right? It's going to be a disastrous day. Revelation 6:8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. So hell is coming. The sickness is what? To me, the red iron oxide coming from this planet causes sepsis, and it shuts down the whole human body. It causes diabetes, it causes heart failure, it causes organ shutdown. All these fish and wild animals are dying worldwide. Y'all gotta, be caught up to speed of what's going on your earth. Revelations 20:14. And death and hell listen carefully, death and hell, that's the hell beneath our feet, is cast into the lake of fire on that planet. It's two separate places, people. Two separate places. That planet is the lake of fire, and it's called the outer darkness. The lake of fire is the hot side of the planet. The outer darkness is the colder side. You gotta understand. Revelation 19:20. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, the fake Christ, Paul of Tarsus, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image, and we know that's Jesus Christ. These both were cast into the lake of fire burning with brimstones. Okay, now, the lake of fire has brimstones in it. You gotta understand where the brimstones come from. It ain't an asteroid belt, because all those asteroids, if there is an asteroid belt up there, come from this planet. This planet produces rock, asteroids. That's what it produces. Keep going. Genesis 19:24. Then the Lord rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstones and fire out of heaven. So He's gonna do it again. That is coming off of that planet. So let's get into the visions, dreams, and the science and the reality of what we're talking about here.
It is a planet from hell. Welcome to Coro 7b. This strange exoplanet was the first rocky planet to be discovered outside of our solar system back in February 2009 by the Coro Space Telescope. A year on this nightmarish world only lasts 20.5 hours. It is nearly twice the size of Earth, about 5 times heavier, and has a similar density. But as you can see, this alien world is not a planet that humans will be standing on any time in the future, as it orbits so close to its star that its surface offers hellish extremes. The exoplanet is tidally locked, which means that the star side of the planet is constantly being scorched, reaching temperatures above 2000 degrees Celsius. But the dark side is fully exposed to the coldness of space, dropping to below minus 200 degrees Celsius. If we were able to stand on its surface, the star side would offer oceans of molten lava, cataclysmic volcanism, and the planet's host star dominating the sky as it slowly vaporizes the landscape. Whereas the dark side would be in perpetual nighttime, with mountains, deep valleys, and the occasional volcanic eruption that launches molten material into a freezing cold environment, which then cools rapidly and falls back as volcanic snow. But the strangest feature on Coro 7b is that its tenuous atmosphere is made up from vaporized rock. Because of how hot the star side becomes, any known rock would immediately sublimate, changing from a solid to a gas and bypassing any liquid phase. Remarkably, the atmosphere on this hellish world has weather just like we experience back on Earth, but with one major difference. Instead of condensing water falling from the sky as rain, the atmosphere on Coro 7b occasionally condenses and falls out of the alien sky as solid pebbles.
So it's like 7:20s, I want to say 7:25, 7:27 in the morning, and it's still pitch black where the sun's supposed to be rising. It is still pitch black. It is dark. I'm like, yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So I want to say about almost 8 o'clock. This is what I saw. Over the horizon where the sun's supposed to come up, I start seeing like this red like hue, like this blood red hue, and it looked like fire. It looked like it was fire, just made of fire. This glow, this hue, that's what it looked like. And when I tell you that the whole sky where the sun's supposed to come up, that whole sky was just filled with this, like, it was this hue, but you could see that, like, you want to think it was something wrong with the sun. You know, is the sun extra bright, or is it extra? Did it get close? Because the hue will have you thinking that it's the sun coming over the horizon. It was not the sun. It was this big ass planet, man. This thing was so, this planet was so big, man. It covered the whole side of where the sun should have rose.
Huge planet, and we're talking humongous, like it's covering the entire sky, and it's pretty much on us. It's not even coming towards us, it's on us. It's massive. I could feel the heat emanating from it.
And the sky was either a purple or a deep red color. It was a really strange color for a sky. And I remember seeing a sun in the sky, and it was blood red. The sun was the color of blood. And it was bright as hell. Pun intended.
If hell had a planet, this was it, man. People was not trying to look at this planet, man, and everybody was in shock and awe, because it was almost like the people, they wasn't expecting this to happen, man. It just happened, man. And I just was so terrified. I'm like, yo, is this gonna hit the planet? What's gonna happen? Because it's so huge and big. You thinking by being that big is gonna hit the planet, man. But this thing, it was bad, man. Fire from it come down on certain parts of the planet.
I could feel the heat emanating from it. I could see the ribbons of fire that are jumping off of this planet. And I could feel the heat. I could feel my skin blistering. And as it came closer, I felt like all of the earth structures, whether there were trees or houses, it felt like they were being pulled towards this planet.
It was almost like a transition, and I was in space, and then immediately I was just being pulled through the galaxy. And as I was going through the galaxy, I started to slow down, and suddenly it was almost like space started to fill up with a lot of asteroids, like an asteroid belt, and a few asteroids started to kind of move across and across my way, and some of them were really so big that I couldn't see anything. It was almost like it was obscuring my whole vision. So I was like, oh, okay, what's going on? So then suddenly the asteroid moved away, and what I saw was this very, very strange but dark looking planet.
I looked up at the sky because there were pieces of stone and fire falling down, and I saw this planet that looked something like Earth, but not quite, broken and crumbling and burning. and so close that the pieces were dropping whole.
And in the sky I saw a shield, and it began to flicker. Then the shield disappeared, and I saw our moon with asteroids surrounding it. The shield was keeping us from seeing what was really out there, and a debris field was coming.
And it was very dark, black, like rusty looking. And I was like, okay, where did this come from? And I was like, what's going on? Why? Suddenly now I'm being pulled towards this planet, slowly. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, I don't want to go near that. Doesn't look very good. It looks very creepy. And as I got closer and closer, the surface of this planet started to become more clearer. And it was like on fire, red hot, rusty looking planet. It wasn't like the sun as tremendous heat, but it was like you can tell like it had the surface, and it was like lava and filling this whole planet, but with a lot of dark surfaces. And as I got closer and closer, then I could see that around the crust of this planet were huge like volcano mountains that were kind of poking out of the crust. And on top of these volcanic mountains, it appeared to look like black figures. It looked like dark ash, but like smeared, like a sketch. But it was like of this person, figures of men or women, and they had their arms like waving up like this and stretching out towards the sky. And I was like, okay, I know where I'm going. This is hell. There's no way this is some random planet that is scary or some nightmare dream of I'm having it. This is hell.
So check those out if you want to. It's a wild ride, but you gotta look at this image. It is authentic 100%, I promise you. I know you don't know me, but man, this is just a really beautiful image. And it's a still picture, it's not a video, it's just a still picture. I'm gonna leave it up for some time, several seconds, so that you've got time to really stare at it. And then I'll put another same picture that I've blown up just a little bit on there for a few more seconds, and you'll have time to really examine it and hopefully debunk it or embrace the madness. We're all gonna die. Well, I mean, the legend, the story, the theory is that this thing comes through every several thousand years and causes a lot of calamities, earthquakes and crazy weather, and just it's something to look into. It's interesting. I don't think I'm a conspiracy nut, but I'm definitely interested in alternate theories and alternate explanations of how the world works, and I don't think we've got everything figured out yet. So look at this picture and tell me what you think. I'm dying to hear from you. All right, bye-bye.
This is Raptor News, and that pretty much is exactly what I saw in my dream. And inside my dream, that right there, the pictures that we are seeing, the black thing by the sun with the purple around it, that was a planet, and that was a planet hell. That was hell, and behind that hell was God. And so I write, his picture matches the dream that I just recently posted, and this was the original picture. And I looked up in the sky, and there was I'm talking about as high as you can look in the sky, higher than the clouds, higher than the stars, as high as you could look up, just above the stars was this big black circle. And then behind the black circle was the brightest light that you could ever see. And I'm talking about, it was super high in the sky. And the light was so bright, the darkness was so dark, and the light was so light that around that darkest darkness, it was making it, the edges of it, purple, because the light was so bright, but somehow it wasn't penetrating through the bottom because the darkness was so dark. Why do you think that our skies are this color? So you see kind of like a lavenderish, purple-ish, pink color to the sky. It's because this planet is fiery. It is burning. It is on fire. It is emitting red iron oxide smoke and dust clouds as it draw near to us in doomsday. And people don't have to believe. No one is forcing anybody to believe anything. This footage is shot by Seven Spalding, who does an excellent job of going out there, as much as he can and filming this. And you guys should check out his channel with Seven Spalding. And usually I don't give shots out or anything like that, but like I said, you work hard, you deserve whatever you get. And so if you're looking at the outline of that, you can see that looks like a tremendously large planet, and I believe that's the size that the planet is going to be when it draws all the way near, and it's going to come in a glow, and then pretty soon it's going to be, a behold to the eye for all to see. Just say it like that. Okay, this is red iron oxide in our skies coming from this planet. It tells you how close we are. It is prophesied in other scriptures that when you see that, you have reached the end. You have reached the end. When you see the red in the sky, like we are seeing, the end, doomsday, planet hell, the destroyer is near. It has come out from its thicket to destroy the nations. And that is what we are witnessing here. And so there go the two, suns in the sky. One is not a sun. One is supposedly the destroyer. How this whole thing works, I don't know, but all I can say is I actually saw that out in the sky with my own two eyes. And the very next day, I went out early in the morning as the sun was rising, and I was filming the whole entire time. And that thing popped up on schedule as usual. The next day they chemtrailed, but the day afterwards I filmed it again. It's out there every single day at sunrise. Just point your camera towards the sun as it rises on the horizon, and you should be able to see that in your camera, or something is wrong. Sometimes you can't visibly see it with your eyes, but the camera will pick it up. The infrared camera will pick it up, usually at night, or put one of those welder's lenses right over the top, and you should be able to see a lot of things out there that you wouldn't normally see. There are things out in the sky right now that if you would just take your camera, your eyes are not going to visibly see them, but that camera is going to pick it up for some reason, and you're going to be able to see it in the camera, like things like balls of light and everything else that our eyes cannot see. Because we blinded in this damn world to some degree. If you refuse to see now, you're not going to see later. You'll be blinded later, right? You'll be blinded when the Most High come. And so, again, folks, hell is here. And I'm not talking about a planet. I'm not talking about firmaments. I'm proving to you that is hell. And then it is heating up our planet with this global warming crap. Everybody should know, especially if you listen to me, why this planet is heating up. We should know that something is coming in. We should know why all the volcanoes is erupting. The earth keeps shaking. Just type in earthquakes and stats and look at how much the earth is actually shaking, folks. And pretty soon it ain't going to stop shaking. I can warn, everybody can warn you, but nobody can make you actually listen. You have to feel this inside of your heart, turn to the Most High God, stop serving pagan deities and the gods of the nations. And y'all know who I'm talking about. This is Rap the News.